equals x cubed minus 10x squared plus 9x minus 90, where x is the number of items sold, models the profit P of x in dollars for company A. The company breaks even when the profit is $0. How many items must company A sell to break even?
Okay, I would underline profit as P of x, and they gave us a profit of 0. So when I meet 0, that's when I'm going to start making money, okay? Because at some point, I had to use my own money. So on this one, the easiest way to go about this question is on y1, you're going to type in 0. In this complex equation, I will put that in y2. Because I want to know where they are going to break even, as in the intersection. So I'm going to type in 0. And then we have x cubed minus 10x squared plus 9x minus 90. And then what I would do from here will be manipulate my table. If you look at the highest number is 90, it'll be clever on our end to make x maximum at probably 120-ish, something past 90. Otherwise, you won't see it. Y'all good on that? Okay? Is it typed in on your calc? Let's practice together. So again, y1 was 0, y2 was our given function. And on our window, I compared the highest number given on the answer choice and kind of exceeded it a little bit further. Because you don't want to waste time solving this by hand because ACT is timed. And if you're on Desmos, that's okay too. My TSI crew, if you want to type it in, go for it. What's up?
Should I press window?
Window, On window, your X max should exceed the highest number. And then here's your keystroke in case it's been a while since you had algebra. You go to, not Zoom, silly me. You go to graph, and you go to second calc, the number 5, and we're going to hover and enter 3 times. So once you have it up to the window, let's go to graph. And it's your cross. It's going to be right there. Second calc. Oh, it's not done graphing. Second calc, the number 5. And I'm going to take my cursor to where it is intersecting between the blue and the red line. You don't have to touch that point. And then you press enter 1, 2, and 3. I got 10. So it'll be 10 items to break even. Okay, so write all that keystroke. Now let's go to number 41, 42, and 43. It is quite wordy. Okay, Poti, let's read the scenario above number 41, and I'll explain what it's basically talking about.
The table below is part of a delivery truck log used in Aaron's trucking business. Mileage out and mileage in represent the truck's mileage readings when it leaves the office and when it returns to the office, respectively, giving only the last 3 digits of the cumulative mileage reading. The hourly column gives the amount of time from when the truck leaves the office until it returns to the office. When moving, the truck travels at an average speed of 50 miles per hour and does not travel more than 1,000 miles in any given day. Driver then forgot to complete the log for June 18.
Okay, so on this one, let's kind of see the pattern. If I see 989 here, do you see it's repeated on the mileage out? And then if I see 245, that's repeated, right? So if I follow that pattern, 499 has to go right here. And then also notice 736 is going to go right there. Not sure if we need that piece, but it's a good pattern to notice. Now from there, it says they cannot drive over 1,000 miles. So between 274 to 499, that's less than 1,000. That's also less than 1,000, and so on. But let's see what's happening here. If I'm at 989, isn't that pretty close to 1,000? So really, in the end, the 245 is representing 1,245. Because if I take 1,245 and subtract 989, it's still less than 1,000. Okay? And that was this piece right here. So then number 41 says, according to the mileage reading, what is the distance in miles to the truck travel on June 20th? So on June 20th, from 989 to 245, if I subtract them, That's gonna give us 1245 minus 989. What's our answer choice? Choice what? E. So being really careful with the reading will be the key concept for this one, okay? And you'll at least see one question like this where it's got multiple questionnaires related to one big topic, okay? And then for 42, you don't even need any part of it. Okay, let's see. Amy, go ahead and read number 42.
Figure shown below represents the route travel on July 16. Aaron started at the office, drove 75 miles due north to the first stop, then 40 miles due east to the second stop, and then 105 miles due south to the last stop. On his return trip, Aaron drove a straight road from the last stop to the office without stopping. Given that Aaron drove at the truck's average speed, which of the following values is closest to the time in hours Aaron drove on the return trip?
Okay, I'm gonna make a right triangle. So if I know the long distance is 105 and the parallel part is 75, the difference must be 30. You guys okay with that? Okay, and then I know 40 is gonna be still the same. And it looks like this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Do y'all see 3, 4, 5? Meaning instead of 5, it's really what number? 50, so it's gonna be 50 right here. Now, it is 50 miles, but it's asking us how many hours. So let's go back to our original scenario. It says, for every hour, how many miles are we driving? 50 miles? So to get to 50 miles, that would be 1 hour, H. Okay, now let's go on to number 43. Okay, Ari, let's read number 43, please.
From June 17th through June 21st, the average of the hours away was 5.50 hours to the nearest point 01. What is the value of hours away when Ben was driving the truck?
Okay, so when I'm giving you the average and we're looking at the hours, let's see how many of those are logged in. So if I go on to this right here, it's saying what number can I have here to create the average to become 5.5. So when I take the total sum and I divide it by 5, that's a 5, must equal 5.5. So I'm gonna call this one X then. So just because of the table, I think I'm gonna show the work for 43 over here. Y'all can as well. So our total sum is gonna be 5 plus the unknown plus 5.5 plus 6 plus 5.75. I might not be able to fit, but we shall see. And when I divide this by 5, it's gonna equal 5.5. And I'm gonna use my calculator strictly on this one. So I'm gonna take 5.5 and multiply by 5 first. And then we're gonna subtract out each of these individual, because we're doing algebra, minus 5, minus 5.5, minus 6, and minus 5.75, and that's gonna give me 5.25. What answer choice is 5.25? A it is.